Enke is worried about his crops and his harvest later this summer. First, it rained too much. Now, it's been too dry.
A plant like this should have several shoots. This wheat is too small. It's too poorly developed. We'll have to wait and see if this can still turn into a decent harvest. It's too early to say it'll be a poor harvest, but conditions are really bad.
Last year, Enke produced 9,000 tons of wheat for the food industry. But he also sold 10% of his crop to a bioethanol producer. 8 years ago, Enke had mountains of extra wheat that he couldn't sell until the government allowed ethanol to be added to gasoline.
When the decision was made, we were very happy to have another market where we could sell the wheat. The politicians said it was fine. And now suddenly it's not okay anymore? That's ridiculous.
Wheat is one ingredient in the production of ethanol, pure grain alcohol. Enke sells his wheat to Crop Energies, a company about 20 kilometers away from his farm. Crop Energies has the capacity to produce 360 million liters of ethanol per year. But in recent weeks, the company has increasingly come under fire. Critics say wheat is food and shouldn't be converted into fuel.
In Germany, about 3% of the grain harvest is used to produce bioethanol. Worldwide, the figures range between 5% and 7%. That means that only a very small fraction actually gets taken out of the food chain. And don't forget that a third of what we take still winds up in the food chain as animal feed.
That's because not all of the wheat is turned into ethanol. The process leaves a waste product that can be compressed into animal feed and provides a sideline that generates additional revenues for the company. There's a sugar refinery next door. Because the European Union puts restrictions on the amount of sugar producers can put on the market, the company has excess capacity. So the company delivers some of the syrup made from sugar beets to the bioethanol producer, Crop Energies. The sugar producer says it only delivers excess production. But ethanol production has nonetheless increased demand for sugar and raised sugar prices.
We produce a wonderful product that demonstrably contributes to protecting the climate and making oil reserves last longer. Our product is made from renewable resources. Many people forget that.
But ethanol producers continue to have image problems. Critics say farming the wheat and sugar used in bioethanol produces more greenhouse gases than the fuels actually save. The Worldwide Fund for Nature says for bioethanol to be truly sustainable, the farming methods can't produce more carbon dioxide than they absorb. Farming expert Matthias Meissner says that bioethanol is not fundamentally bad for the environment as long as steps are taken to prevent CO2 emissions from climbing.
Carbon dioxide is produced mainly when forests and other natural spaces are cleared or destroyed in order to create farmland, so that sugarcane, wheat, or corn can be planted. The biggest problem is in the changes to how the land is used and the associated carbon dioxide emissions.
Kurt Enke has decided to keep growing wheat for ethanol production, and he doesn't intend to let anyone make him feel guilty about it. In August, he'll sell his next crop, and some of it will go to the biofuel industry.